Have you ever watched someone and just wondered, how do they always seem to get their way? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain on 10 psychology tricks that are backed by honest-to-goodness science. And these aren't just theories, you guys. These are the powerful tools you're about to start seeing absolutely everywhere.
And I'm not kidding. That's the absolute truth. Learning these techniques is going to fundamentally change how you see every single social interaction. It's kind of like getting the keys to the secret operating system of human behavior.
So, think of this as your personal guide to a hidden toolkit for navigating the social world. We're going to unpack 10 of the most effective tricks you can imagine. Oh, and you're definitely going to want to stick around for the last one. It is the one trick that is guaranteed to permanently change how people see you.
Now, here's what's so wild about this. This isn't about learning some brand new, complicated language. This social code, it's already being spoken all around you every single day. And most of the time, nobody even realizes they're doing it.
That's right. It could be a super skilled negotiator, or maybe just that one charismatic friend everyone loves. These principles are constantly in play. And today, you're going to learn how to spot them. And, yeah, how to use them for yourself.
All right, let's start at the beginning, with the foundation. Because before you can influence anyone, you have to connect with them. These first few tools are all about creating that genuine feeling of rapport and trust, sometimes in literally a matter of seconds.
I know. This one feels totally backwards, right? You'd think doing a favor for someone makes them like you more. But the psychology here is just so cool. When you ask for a tiny favor, like, hey, can I borrow a pen? Or, what do you think of this? You let them invest in you. And their brain has to justify it, so it just decides, well, I guess I must like this person. It's an incredibly powerful and subtle shift.
The real masters of communication, they use this one constantly. You'll see it if you look. If the person they're talking to leans forward, they lean forward. If they start talking a little softer, they match that tone. Now, the key word here is subtly. You're not trying to be a creepy copycat, right? You're just trying to create this unconscious feeling of, hey, this person gets me. We're on the same wavelength. It works like magic.
You know, deep down, we are all just hardwired for fairness. It's in our DNA. So when someone gives us something of value, could be a cup of coffee, a good piece of advice, even just their time, we feel this deep psychological need to give something back. That is the entire secret of the reciprocity principle. Give value before you ever think about asking for something in return.
Okay, so we've built that connection. Now let's level up and move on to the next stage, active influence. These next few techniques are a little more direct, and they're specifically designed to help you guide conversations and decisions.
So the secret sauce here is our really deep need to be consistent with who we think we are. Once we've said yes to something small, saying no to a bigger, related thing, well, it creates this weird mental friction. We want to keep seeing ourselves as a helpful, agreeable person.
And this is just the perfect illustration of how it works. That first yes is super easy. It's low stakes, but it opens the door, psychologically, for that second, much bigger request you really had in mind. It's a classic sales tactic for sure, but you see it everywhere, from fundraising to just negotiating with your friends.
Okay, now let's take that last trick and just flip it completely on its head. This one works because of a totally different principle, contrast. After someone hears a totally outrageous request, like say asking a friend to help you move a piano this weekend, your real request of just helping you move one box suddenly seems incredibly reasonable. The other person feels relieved, and they almost feel like they owe you one for being so understanding.
Limited time offer. Only 3 left in stock. Does that sound familiar? Of course it does. That's scarcity in action. When we think something is rare or that we might miss out on it, it literally flips a switch in our brain. The fear of loss becomes way more powerful than the hope of gain, and it creates this super urgent desire to act now.
Our brains absolutely love shortcuts. And you know what one of its favorites is? Familiarity. An idea doesn't even have to be true, but if we hear it enough times, it just starts to feel true. This is exactly why advertising jingles and political taglines are repeated over and over and over again. Repetition literally builds belief through nothing more than exposure.
All right, now for our final set of tools. Let's call these the advanced techniques. These are the ones that can give you a real, distinct advantage when the stakes are high. Your brain is literally wired to give extra importance to the very beginning of any interaction. That first piece of information you get becomes the anchor for everything that comes after. So, think about a job interview, a sales pitch, or even a first date. Those opening moments define the entire context. It's true what they say.
You really don't get a second chance to make a first impression, all because of this incredibly powerful cognitive bias.
Just let that sink in for a second. Your first move, your first sentence, your first impression, that's what everything else gets attached to. You have to make it count.
Now this next one, this is one of the hardest to master, but it is one of the most powerful things you can possibly learn. After you ask that tough question or you state your price, your natural impulse is to fill the silence. You want to explain, you want to justify. You have to fight that urge. Do not say a word.
See? That's silence. It creates this conversational vacuum. The other person feels this intense, awkward pressure to fill it. And a lot of the time, they'll do it by just agreeing with you, or maybe even giving you information you never would have gotten otherwise. You gotta learn to let the silence do the heavy lifting for you.
So, we've gone through 9 really powerful tools, but I promised you one last trick, the big one. The one that doesn't just shift a single conversation, but changes the very foundation of how people value you from the moment they lay eyes on you.
So here it is, the one we've been waiting for, and it's all based on one simple truth. Perception is reality. When you enter a room, don't just wander in. Walk in with purpose, like you're coming from an important meeting, or you're on your way to one. That appearance of being busy and engaged in meaningful work instantly elevates your status in everyone else's eyes. They assign you a higher value before you've even opened your mouth.
And there you have it. You are now officially equipped with a complete social toolkit. And remember, this isn't about being manipulative. It's about understanding the unspoken rules of human psychology that are already in play all around you.
So whether you're building a connection with the Benjamin Franklin effect, trying to persuade with the power of scarcity, or just shaping your own image with a perception trick, this toolkit gives you a whole new way to navigate your social world. You now know how to spot these things, and more importantly, how to use them.
So I guess the only question left is, which one of these tools are you going to put into practice first? Because once you start looking for them, I promise you really will see them everywhere. Now go have some fun with it.